Today we're going to look at the nation's economy, and we're going to essentially look at the circular flow of the national economy, which is tracing the path of a dollar. And where does that dollar go, and how is that exchanged in return for goods and services and other things that are provided with that dollar. We are going to use an analogy here, and we're going to treat our nation's economy like a sport. Okay, so we got a football game right there. And there are three players in our sport. The first one being households. And this is 70% of the nation's spending. The households, they're the supplier of resources. Things like people, things like capital, okay, money. They're then the demanders of stuff. They demand goods and services. Firms are the other player. They're the businesses. They account for 20% of the nation's spending. And these are the demanders of resources. So businesses, what do they need? They need land, they need labor, they need capital. Who has those? The households. Okay, the households are the suppliers of resources, firms are the demanders. In return, the firms, they supply stuff. They supply goods and services. The last player, the third player in our sport, is the government. And they're the demander of resources, land, labor, capital, and the supplier of public goods and services. Keyword right there is public goods and services. And public goods, sorry, it's kind of chopped off at the bottom there. Public goods are goods and services that cannot be provided by private markets, so individual firms. In our economic structure here, in our analogy, our sports analogy, we have two stadiums. Stadium 1 is the product market. This is where goods and services are exchanged. Households, they have the demand. Okay. The government has the demand. Business supplies this. So the business supplies the product, the goods and the services, and the households demand it. The government demands these goods and services. Our second stadium is the resource market. This is where land, labor, and capital are exchanged. So the business demands land, labor, capital. The government also demands land, labor, and capital. Who supplies this? The households. Get a little picture here for you. Alright, the resource market. Again, the resources are following, they're coming from the households, going through the resource market to the businesses. What do the households get in return? They get money for it. They get paychecks. People are paid because they go to work, so they receive a paycheck in return. Business, they get cash, checks, cards, they get services they provide. And that's the product. So, the way goes from the house through the resource market to business, provide services, and the product market. And explore all the way around. So that's the circular flow. That's how the money circular flowing around the economy. How do we have the household and market? Well, government, it was fairly advanced. Think about market is interactive, transportation by examples to get an impact of their goods and services. So we provide labor government. So they provide labor in return for that. The government acts with firms. Again, it's going to provide goods and services that cannot be provided by the firm. In return for tax, the government makes income and distributes those taxes in circular flow. So the product is going to supply goods to the government, like bulldozers or any goods that the government would need to perform goods and services. In return, the government pays the product they will pay for those goods. The household divided order through business. This is about goods and through the markets. Businesses that those households for their business also pay if the businesses are there. Local in receiving from provided business, they are taxes. Reach provided to the government in supply goods in return for pay. This is the circular flow. How the three players interact each other and how exchange goods and services in return for money. And this in two stadiums that occurs. The product market, the goods and services are exchanged for money, and the resource market and labor exchange for as well.